It's a pleasure to speak with Ashlynn Moore and her grandmother, Karen Switzer, on this episode of the Mettle Minds Podcast. Ashlynn is a Roanoke, Virginia female athlete of the year in 2020. She also won the National Congress of State Games Athlete of the Year award in the female category. She's won 3 gold medals at the Virginia Commonwealth Games in 2019, 2020, and most recently at the 2021 Games. She competes in various sports, including basketball, baseball, and track events. So thank you very much for both taking the time to speak. It's wonderful to have you on the podcast.
Pleasure to meet you. Thank you.
Yeah, Ashlynn, I know you have spina bifida, and maybe you can talk a little bit about what that condition is for people who may not be familiar with it.
Okay. Yeah. You want me to start?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Spina bifida occurs in the first 4 weeks of gestation. Happens before most women even know they are pregnant. And there is a disconnect. There is literally a hole in the spine, and it can occur at any level. Ashlynn's happens to be in the sacral area, which is down in the tailbone, actually. But what happens is the spinal cord itself, because of this hole, is subjected to the amniotic fluid, which has an acid-base balance that is not conducive to good neurological development for the cord. And so people with spina bifida, even though shortly after birth, their back is closed, in sort of page-like fashion, the different coverings over the spinal cord are closed. And of course, the skin is closed, but the damage is already done. Mm-hmm. And so typically, wherever the lesion is, below that, there is neurological deficit. I was hopeful when I saw what exactly where Ashlynn's lesion was, that she would not be greatly impacted. But as it turns out, 7 days after her back was closed, as happens very often with spina bifida babies, she developed hydrocephalus. So she had to have a shunt. It's called a ventriculoperitoneal shunt, and it goes from her brain down into her belly, and it's just curled up in there, and it drains excess fluid from her brain. She also developed scoliosis. She has a full back of titanium from her cervical region all the way down to the sacral area. She has a neurogenic bowel and bladder, her bladder requires mechanical emptying every 3 to 4 hours. She uses a Foley catheter at night, so everybody here can sleep. She has generalized left-sided weakness and poor balance. She has symptoms consistent with nonverbal learning disorder, which I'm sure you know, Les, is on the spectrum, but is not really Asperger's or autism. It's sort of in a pot all by itself. And one of her doctors explained it very simply after I had spent hundreds of hours researching it. He said, "You think she gets it, but she doesn't." Yeah. And so often that's what happens. She has very little concept of time. She has great difficulty understanding money. She also has a few other things caused by all of this stuff, strabismus in her left eye, which is, we've been blessed that that's corrected with lenses. What else, Goose? Her nickname is Goose, by the way, Les.
That's a great nickname.
Yeah. It's very interesting. She has no sensation in the saddle area where your body would touch a saddle if you're on a horse.
Yeah.
Oh, she's also done that too. She has competed in horse events. She has never felt an immunization in her thigh, but the bottom of her feet are extremely ticklish. So, go figure. Who knows? I used to say, well, and still do, she didn't write the books and she's not taking time to read them either.
Mm.
That's
So
what we deal with.
tell me, Ashlynn, what got you into sports? Why did you decide to start playing sports?
I just kind of I like playing because it keeps me going, and it makes me feel good, and I just like playing all these sports and competing in some of them. But I mean, I like doing them. It just makes me feel good, and it's fun. Les, I mean,
Yeah. Why do you like competing? What is it about competing that you like?
I don't know. I just like to play all of these kind of sports.
You get to have fun with your friends.
Yeah, I get to have fun with my friends and interact with some people and
Make new friends.
make new friends
And succeed at stuff.
yes.
Yeah, she loves the succeeding.
Yeah.
She has, she has a smile on her face no matter what she's doing, and she gets excited. Yeah.
It seems like you've had a lot of success in your sports. Is there an accomplishment, something that you're very proud of?
Win my gold medal. That's what I like.
She would wear her medals every day, all day, sleep in them. Yeah, she
Yeah.
is very proud of her medals.
Yeah. And you won a medal recently. Was it in the 100-meter in the wheelchair race? Was that right?
Yes, sir. It
Mhm.
was.
So what are some of the things you do to train for the 100-meter race? How do you train or prepare yourself?
You exercise your arms.
I exercise my arms and my shoulders and my legs too. So I just like to compete and stuff like this, and
What about the position that you sit in your chair?
yeah, like
We have to practice
Yeah.
that because that doesn't come naturally.
Mhm.
Tell about the position that you have to sit in your chair.
yeah, I have to do this and just
You
lean
can't see you.
forward.
Pull your legs back, pull your feet
gosh.
back, and lean forward.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, we have to practice that. That's not something natural.
No.
Mhm. So that requires a lot of work to get into a certain position in the chair, right? What
Yes, sir.
what is hard or challenging about competing in the racing? Are there difficult things?
I don't.
What about the length of the track?
The length of the track is I have to go like I think it's a mile, I guess.
No.
I don't know.
100 meters.
But 100 meters, I gotta go all the way to the finish line, and that's it. So
That's hard to do, isn't it?
yeah, and that's hard to do. So
Do you get tired by towards the end?
yes,
Yeah.
yes, sir. I get out of breath. I start hurting.
Hmm. What do you do, Ashlynn, when you're tired or out of breath? How do you push yourself to keep going?
What do you say to yourself when you're getting tired?
I need to keep going.
Mm.
Almost there, almost there. Tell us about what you need to do when you are shooting a basket. What do you need to do to yourself to shoot that basket that other kids that are on their feet don't have to do? She is very good at basketball.
Yes.
Mm.
Can you explain to him how you fix your body in your chair?
Like I just scoot my butt back and just roll down the court and just.
But when you're getting ready to shoot that basket, what do you do with your body?
Scoot up and.
That's right.
Just yeah.
She pulls her feet off of the footrest. It's really interesting, and almost lays down and shoots that ball.
Yeah. So is that a difficult position to get into, or is that hard to do?
No,
to lift your legs?
No, sir. It's pretty good. I like that.
You like that?
I do that.
It's a good feeling.
It is. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. It is.
And to play baseball when it's your turn to bat, what do you do?
Yes.
What do you have to do that the other kids don't have to do?
Sit in my wheelchair and just wait.
Yeah, that doesn't take a whole lot. She just waits for the ball. Really. She's pretty good.
Yeah.
She's got a throwing arm too.
So you seem like a very positive person, Ashlynn. It seems like you like to laugh a lot.
Yeah. Yes.
What makes
her
you
laugh a lot too. So
what makes you happy? What are some things that make you feel good or happy?
Oh my gosh. Going back to school, hanging out in my room and hanging out with her.
Yeah.
Music and hanging out with the two girls and everything.
Right.
Gaming. So.
And you like to hang out with people that you participate in sport with?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. Have you developed friendships through your sport?
Yes, sir. I have.
Can you tell me about one of your friends or someone that you really like in sports?
What about Amanda?
Amanda Mangum is one of my friends that I like to hang out with. Kim and Lacey and Lil Ben.
Amanda is the games director for Virginia Commonwealth Games.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think we would necessarily have known about Virginia Commonwealth Games if it had not been for Amanda. So she's a very important person in Ashlynn's life. And we say we're family now.
Yeah.
Yeah. She actually met Miss Virginia. So we have a friend now, the current Miss Virginia. She met an Olympic gold medalist in 2019. This child knows everybody. She knows their names. She knows where she met them. I don't know them, but we go anywhere that she does not know everybody around us. So,
are there athletes that you really look up to, or do you have someone who's a role model for you as an athlete?
That's a hard one.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
That's okay.
Yeah, we watch football a lot.
Yeah.
We like football. So we watch, some of those guys are pretty good.
Yeah.
Her heroes really are her teammates.
Yeah.
I think they encourage each other. So I don't think that she would naturally think of that, but I believe that would be the answer to your question.
Sure.
They feed off of each other and encourage each other. They all have their own special difficulties, and they encourage each other. It's very heartwarming and soul filling to watch these people compete.
Yeah. Do you get nervous before you compete, Ashlynn?
No, sir.
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't hear our sound.
No, sir. I don't.
No?
I get nervous at all.
So
She gets excited.
you get excited?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
What do you get excited about before you compete?
Oh gosh. Doing my best and enjoy doing it. Yeah.
So you like to participate in sport just to do the sports themselves?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And so do you feel happy when you're playing basketball or you're pushing down the track? Does that make you
Yes,
feel
sir.
happy? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Can you describe what it's like to be in a big competition or a race when you're pushing yourself really hard? What does that feel like?
It feels pretty good to win myself when I'm going down the track. It makes me feel good, and like I just build up my muscles and I just go with it. I just makes me feel good about it.
Yeah.
Not good about myself doing it.
Mm.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
so yes.
Do you feel like you can accomplish difficult things when you do well in sports?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you get a lot of support from your grandmother or teammates.
I do.
Yeah. What kinds of support are helpful for you?
Like how do I say this?
Encouragement
And being like good about it or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
We're always looking for things. Part of my support is making sure she has the opportunity and then getting her to the event. We always plan an overnight. We have a ball. She loves to stay in a hotel. So we have a ball. It becomes more than just the competition, but that is certainly the focus.
Yeah.
Her teammates. Now, what do your teammates say to you?
Oh gosh.
When you make that basket, what do they say?
They clap for me.
That's right. Way to go, Goose.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
And I remember last year they had a banner that said "Go Diva" on it. That was Samantha and Kim's way to do that.
That's right. Her basketball team calls her Diva.
Okay.
Her hair.
I wasn't sure whether to ask how that name came about.
And then the baseball league that she's in is the Challenger League. I don't know if that's nationwide or it's just something in Virginia, but the encouragement there comes not only from her teammates, but from all of the coaches, the parents that are there. It's a very close family of several hundred people. So the encouragement is there through clapping, through yelling, "Come on, Goose." The back of her batting helmet says Goose, and everybody knows her as that. And it's very loud, and it's very exciting, And when she makes a home run, it's really something.
Yeah. Have you always liked to try different things, Ashlynn? Because it's impressive that you compete in all these different sports.
I kind of like it. It just, I like doing them. And it's just wonderful to do it. And I just like to compete in these races and all the other sports I like to do. I just like to compete on all of them.
Make you feel good about yourself?
Yes, it does.
Are there some things that you can't do?
Oh, gosh. Oh,
Well, there are. That's a yes or a no
yes,
question.
yes.
But you can do these things, can't you?
Yes.
So that makes you
Yes.
successful.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you ever have frustrations when you feel like you can't do something in sport that you want to do?
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes.
Can you
So-
tell me about an example? Or, I'm just thinking like, it sounds like maybe getting yourself into position sometimes could be challenging, or,
Yeah.
to bat or to shoot the basketball. Yeah, are there specific things that are difficult for you to be able to do when you're training for your sport or competing?
What about if you shoot?
No.
What about if you shoot the basketball over and over and it just
Yes.
won't go in?
Yeah, I get
How does-
frustrated with that.
Hmm.
I mean, when I can't get the ball in the basket, I get frustrated.
Sure.
So
Yeah, I guess, most all of us do, I think. So what do you do, or how do you handle times where you get frustrated if you're missing the basket? Or do you have things that you say to yourself or things that you do when you get frustrated?
I don't think so. I don't think.
Were you getting frustrated on the track?
Oh,
Couple
yes.
weeks ago?
Yes.
And what did you say to yourself
Oh, gosh.
when you were struggling so to get to the finish line? Did you have anything going through your head? Were you talking to yourself?
Yes.
I tell her she talks to all of her friends here.
Mhm.
What, you saying anything to yourself? Were you telling yourself to keep going? You were almost there.
Yes.
Yeah. She told me that she was self-encouraging.
Yeah,
We can make it. We can make it.
right. And we were discussing earlier that I know you had some pain or problems with your shoulder when you were competing at the Virginia Commonwealth Games. What happened? What caused the pain?
I was just like, I was rolling in my wheelchair, and then I was trying to get to the finish line, and then I just started getting out of breath and hurting.
Mm.
And I just
That hasn't happened before.
no, and not the struggle to get me in that position. I just kind of, it hurt.
Yeah. And
So
you felt the hurt or the pain specifically in your shoulder?
yes,
Yeah,
sir. I didn't like it at all.
right.
So I didn't like the pain going in my shoulders though, but it kind of hurts.
Yeah,
So I just don't like it.
Lasted for a little while after the race was over.
Yeah.
right. I was just gonna ask, did it go away or did the pain stay?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Took a while.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
took a
she
while.
was still
but-
complaining about 30 minutes after the race. And that was the concerning part. I didn't have any ice to put on her or anything. It did finally resolve. But,
Right.
People who have to wheel themselves, not only the weight of the chair, but the weight of their body, their shoulders do take a beating.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure there's a lot of repetitive strain that goes on those muscles.
Right.
So have you ever had maybe a competition where it sounds like that was difficult? Did you ever have a competition where it wasn't fun, or you felt like maybe you didn't do as well as you wanted to do?
No, I just felt comfortable with it. I
Has
like
there ever
it.
been a time though that things didn't go the way you wanted them to go?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, tell us about a time like that. Can you think about
Mm.
we've always stressed with her, the best you can do is all you need to do. And
Yeah,
I don't really know that. I'm trying to think of a time that she's been unhappy with what she's done.
right.
In special needs activities, timing or goals or that are or runs that are batted in, somebody might keep score,
Yeah,
but then it's not like when you and I would play.
sure.
In baseball, they receive pitches until they hit.
Yeah,
And after a couple of seasons, these kids get pretty good. Yeah, absolutely. So I think there are tiny frustrations when she's used to hitting the ball on the first pitch, and she is, and it takes 3 pitches. I can see on her face that she is a little aggravated, frustrated, whatever.
yeah,
But she doesn't quit. She
right.
just doesn't quit.
Yeah. Well, that's a wonderful quality to have, Ashlynn, to, continue to persist and to keep going, even sometimes when you have frustrations. But it also sounds like you enjoy sport an awful lot and that you have a lot of fun doing it.
I
Um,
do. Yes, sir.
do you want to continue competing and practicing sports?
Yes, sir, I do.
Uh, what will you continue doing? Will you continue with basketball and track?
Yes, sir.
Mhm. And
They have unified sports at her high school. This will be her last year. She actually graduated in 2017, but she's approaching 22, so this will be her last year in high school. But unified sports is the special needs kids team up with a buddy who is not challenged, and they all compete together, which is just a wonderful concept, and everybody enjoys that.
yeah,
I'm not sure about wheelchair racing. I have suggested to Virginia Commonwealth Games that they look into an obstacle course, a wheelchair obstacle course that would not be the effort that would have to go into 100 meters
sure,
and try
sure.
to walk. So looking into that, and I think that could be something fun, and she could certainly continue competing there.
Right. So is the most important part of sport just the fun for you? Is that the main thing? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And do you feel like you've learned certain things from
Yes.
playing
Yes,
sports?
sir.
What are some things that you've learned from practicing or competing in sports?
Like
Teamwork?
yeah, teamwork and like taking my time on things and not rushing or anything like that, or
I know she doesn't know the word perseverance, but
I don't know what that is.
well, that means you keep at it. Yeah, and you do.
Mm.
Don't you like that?
Yes,
You
I
just
do.
keep at it. Let's see what else. There are other things that you could talk about there. She's learned rules of games.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah. Let's see.
I like your point, Ashlynn, about taking time and not rushing things. 'Cause,
Yes.
you know, for many people, we get very busy and we're, looking at our phones or rushing to the next thing. And so I think that's a wonderful thing that you get from sport is just taking your time or not rushing things. And that seems like a wonderful or very valuable thing to learn from sport that you can apply to other parts of your life. Do you feel
Yes.
like some of the things you learn in sport, have they helped you outside of sports?
Yeah. Yeah, they do. Yes.
How does it help you?
They keep on going.
There you go.
Like they keep on going and not like rushing to
Not give up.
not to give up or get mad over something that I can't do or whatever. So I just
Because you found things that you can do.
yeah.
Yeah. And it seems like you're doing a lot of things that you can do.
Yes, sir.
Like I say, I find that's really impressive that you do a lot of the things that you do and persevere, or that you keep rolling. So I think that's a great thing. And thank you for taking the time to speak with me. It's really,
You are so welcome, Les.
yeah, it's great to meet both of you, and yeah, I
Thank you.
appreciate your time so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Les.